California's upcoming recall election has a lot of people talking, and one of those who's filed to run is Republican Doug Ose, who joins me now. Doug, thank you for your time. I want to ask first, how long have you been involved in politics? I know that you were a former congressman.
Yes, sir. I first got elected to office in 1998, and I've been involved ever since. Prior to 98, I did lots of local politics for the family business, doing entitlements and things like that.
What made you decide that you wanted to run for governor during this recall election?
Jeez, that one's easy. This state's in shambles. The people who are supposed to be in charge are not up to the task. We need a change at the top to start making the decisions in a timely manner that need to be made. That's what I've done all my life.
What are some of the biggest problems you think the state of California faces currently?
Well, starting with public K-12, we got to get our kids back in class full time with a teacher at the blackboard. We got to get control of the curriculum in the classroom so the kids are learning stuff that actually improves their lives. We got to find a way to give parents school choice so that kids can go to the school that the parents deem most suitable for their child. We got to deal with homelessness. We got to get these drug addicted and mentally ill people the treatment they need. We need to get them out of our parks and off of our freeway off ramps and out from underneath the bridges and all. This is just unacceptable. We need water in the valley. We are so short of water in this state. The voters have approved building new water storage, and our leaders are refusing to do it. These are some of the things that I'm focused on.
How would you be a governor for all Californians, especially Democrats, if you won?
That's a great question. When someone talks to me, I can't tell whether they're Democrat or Republican. I take from that conversation the little gems of value that each person provides and try to put together a cohesive policy that benefits as many people as possible. I don't care whether you're a Republican or Democrat. If you've got something to say it to me. I'll listen, and then we'll work together to make stuff better.
How would you have handled the pandemic differently than Gavin Newsom? I know that your latest campaign ad really targets him for dining in California's fanciest restaurants while he told everyone to stay at home, along with sending his kids back to school while closing California schools.
Well, if you're in a leadership position, you have to lead by example. You can't lead by default. When Newsom first got confronted by COVID, I thought his initial reaction was good, in which he shut things down so they could get some sense of what was going on. Where I fault him, where I'm very disappointed in him, is that as the evidence came in from different sources about how to deal with COVID, he never changed his approach. He remained in the one-size-fits-all category, and as a result, communities that didn't have COVID were treated as if they did, and communities that did have COVID couldn't get services. That's a failure of leadership. Just pure and simple. That's a failure of leadership to not evolve as the circumstances change.
How do you think that you are going to be able to get this Republican spot? Obviously, a lot of people have filed to run in this election. What makes you the better candidate?
Most important thing for the voters of this state to think about is whether or not a candidate has the experience to do this job, the track record of delivering in the public and private arena, not stuff that they just talk about, but stuff they've actually done. On-the-job training will not work here. You either come to this office prepared or you're just not prepared. I've cut taxes. I've built water projects. I've dealt with the homeless. I've dealt with schools. I've dealt with infrastructure. I've dealt with law enforcement, with all the drug trafficking and the human trafficking. I know these issues. They are not new to me. These other fellas, Jenner, fine. But what have they actually done in the public arena? They talk a good game, but they've not done anything. I've actually done stuff materially benefiting the people who live in this state, which aligns perfectly with the issues we're dealing with today. water, homelessness, schools, drug trafficking, on and on and on. That's why I'm the best candidate.
How confident are you that Californians will elect you?
Confident at all. That's why I'm busting my tail up and down the state talking to people. This is a campaign for the future of California. It's not about the past. It's about what can these people, if they replace Newsom, what skills do they bring to the table to make things better? That's the case I make. If you're in agriculture, I'm in agriculture. My sisters and I share crop 1,000 acres of rice. I got a real small herd of cattle. If you're in small business, I'm in small business, have been for 45 years. These are the issues that make a difference around the kitchen table. I understand energy, water, law enforcement, infrastructure, agriculture. You just go right down the list. I can make a difference.
And what are your last words before we wrap this up to voters of California before we go?
I want to go back to my premise here, is that we do not have time to train somebody on the job. We need someone who comes to this office with the necessary skills and the requisite experience to make a difference on day one. Everybody else in this race has talked about what they've done. I point you to my record as what I've done while in office and in my private affairs. No scandal, high productivity. Things are better when I'm done. I ask humbly for your vote, and I look forward to serving the people of this state.
All right, Doug Ose, thank you very much. Best of luck with your campaign.
Thank you. Have a great day.